Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Secret of Mana, and welcome to the bonus episode. In this episode, I want to show off what some of the superpowered magic is like, and what some of the weapon skills look like, as well as various hidden armor or hard-to-get armor and orbs. So on that point, let me go ahead and show off what we've done. I've got most people up to 8 in most of the weapons. The claw, or the glove orb and the axe orb were the last ones that I got, so they're not maxed out. I did get all of the magic up to 899. Now, one thing to talk about with the weapon skills is that they are, unlike the magic, they are limited to level 8. 8-0 generally, although there is a little bit of a bug. And we'll see that with Ellie's stuff. I got Ellie up to 8 and everything, but she has 8-8 in the Valkyrian, the dart. You can see that she is also at 899 in all of the magic. And I had forgotten this until I started grinding for weapon skills and realized that they weren't going up after 8. I don't know exactly why it works that way. Even with the 9th orb, you can't get it up to a level 9 or even 899. But like I said, there's a bug that occasionally you'll get a few points higher than 8-0. You can see 8-4 with the spear and the bow for Auld. I think I once had something up to 8-17, but you really just can't get anything, and that's a vague memory. But you just really cannot get anything higher than 8 in general. Once you get to 8, killing more enemies doesn't seem to make any difference. There might be a special way of killing enemies that gets you points. I don't know. But it's not really worth trying out. It doesn't really do anything. So, I do have... I haven't sharpened everything up, or forged everything up to level 9, because I did get the Dragon Claws, which is the level 8 gloves, effective against dragons. And Gigas Axe, strength increases 5 points. Also got the Gigas Flail, the top whip. Ninja's Trump, the top boomerang. See, why'd you have to go and bring politics into the game? Valkyrian, the top javelin. The Garuda Buster, the top bow. The Daedalus Lance, the top spear, and I did a little bit of cheating to get the 9th sword orb, which we will go ahead and use momentarily. But I wanted to show off the level 8 gloves and axe before I actually forged them up to level 9. I actually did also use the Game Genie codes to get the last tier of these and the last tier of the whip. But I got the rest of them through actual fighting, and then it was basically like, alright, I'm done. I got tired of that. So the 9th sword orb is not available in the game. You cannot actually get it without cheating. But the spear you can get from the Tsunami, the 9th spear orb you can get from the Tsunami enemy. That's the blue goopy guys that split up. The boomerang you get from the Master Ninja theme song. The bow you get from the Metal Crab, which we saw. The axe you can get from a Fiend Head. And generally with these, you want to the best way to get them is to find a spot where you can go in and out of a room. The Tsunamis, you just fight enough of them that you're going to get the items from them. So that's not generally a problem, which is kind of interesting that they give the spear the best weapon. But like the Metal Crabs, when you first enter the Mana Fortress from the outside, there's those 2 Metal Crabs. Just keep fighting them and then leave, and then you can fight a Fiend Head, which you can get the Axe Orb from. So just keep going between them, and eventually you'll start, you'll get one of the items, one of the orbs. The glove is dropped by the Kimono Wizard or the Wolf Lord, and the Wolf Lord is one of the harder enemies because, not because he's hard, although he can hit hard, so can the Master Ninja. But the big problem with the Wolf Lord is that there's no good place to, go out of a room and fight him. There's one place where he does show up right out of a room, but there's also a a Heck Hound, and he'll usually spawn a couple enemies that will cause the Wolf Lord to not spawn right away. And you have to wander around, kill a bunch of stuff, and come back, and then he'll be there. So it's kind of worthless to leave the room and try to face him. But there is a Kimono Wizard out front. But I got the Glove Orb from the Wolf Lord, not the Kimono Wizard. I've never gotten an orb from the Kimono Wizard. This is just what the fact says. The Whip, you can get from the Terminator. They're the Gold Knights. Despite the fact that there is a room right near the end where you can face 3 of those guys, I never got one from them. I don't know. It may just be that they have a lower chance or something like that, but you have to fight a lot of them before any of them drop anything, which is a pain in the butt. Let's see, and finally, the Javelin is dropped by the Whimper, which is those little gold orbs. And there is a spot where you can just go inside of... actually, you can use a teleporter to move to the stage where Buffy was. You can fight Buffy and then go back, fight a Whimper, go back to the boss stage, go back, and just keep doing that. And that's what I did to eventually get the Javelin Orb. So those are all of the... where you can get all the orbs. Let's go ahead and sharpen up the last ones. And I have a lot of money. I'm not quite up to level 99 or anything like that, so I stopped around level 91. I just was kind of done with it. Dragon Claws, 25,000 GP, and that will become the Aura Glove. The Gigas Axe becomes the Doom Axe, and the Dragon Buster becomes the Mana Sword. So the level 8 Sword Orb does actually create the Mana Sword. And it's really good. It is really, really good. 152 for the Daedalus Lance, 152 for the Axe, 149 for the Whip, 150 for the Bow, 149 for the Boomerang, 149 for the Javelin, 149 for the Gloves, and 226 for the Mana Sword. Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Anyway, I also got some new armor. Let me go ahead and show off the stat screen before we do that. So, I got up to level 91 before I stopped. Strength and Agility, both at 99. Constitution is at 91. So, stat-wise, yeah, I mean, you don't even need to get up to level 99 to get max stats and the good stuff. Obviously, Seiko's stats are going to be considerably worse. Intelligence is only at 96, so Seiko's intelligence doesn't even max out when Ald's strength and agility do. And Ellie's wisdom, again, not quite maxed out, but about midway between Seiko's strength and Ald's strength. Alright, now, there is some armor that we've picked up. Ignore the headgear. The Fairy Crown, I guess I'll have to go to someone else to show that off. I don't actually remember who dropped that offhand, which I'm sorry to say. But I picked up a Power Suit, which Whimpers can drop, so I have a few of these. Well, I ended up with a few of these and sold them. The Vest Guard is 240. The Power Suit is 245. Also picked up Fairy Cloaks, which we'll have to go to one of the other two. Picked up a bunch of Fairy Rings, which is the best arm equipment in the game, and who drops those? Might have been the Metal Crabs. Kind of forgetting right now. But the Amulet Ring is also pretty good. The Gauntlet, which I don't have, is 90. The Ninja Gloves are 91. The Amulet Ring is 95, and I got a ton of these. The Tsunamis drop these. And then the Fairies Ring, which were pretty common drops, comparatively. More common than the Orbs, certainly. But the Vampire Cape is dropped by the Master Ninja, if I remember correctly, and I don't remember who drops the Fairy Cloak. But, So the Needle Helm is 140, the Cockatrice Cap is 142, and the Fairy Crown is 150. The Fairy Cloak is 250, of course up from 240, and the Vampire Cape is 243. So, there's some other equipment. We could have gotten the best headgear for Auld from the Griffin Hands, but I forgot about that and didn't pick one up. Anyway, let's go ahead and summon Flamey and go someplace else. He's drunk! Alright, let's actually go to the Mana Fortress. And let's zoom right over it. Come on, there we go. So we'll go ahead and show off the level 8 magic after I kill these guys. Oh, look at that damage. Yeah, you go ahead and try Exploder. I don't think it's going to matter. What are you going to drop for me? A Duck Helm! Thanks. Alright, let's see what we've got. I don't remember all of the spells that have special effects, but I know a lot of Seiko's spells do. I'm going to save Fireball for last, because that is by far my favorite. Let's go ahead and do an Air Blast. So that is the level 9 effect of Air Blast. And one thing that it does, I talked earlier about that you could not move while, you couldn't chain cast these spells. And that's because when they go off, they pause. See, I'm wandering around, and there, I can't move around. And we got a the special effect for that one there. I don't actually remember if Thunderbolt does anything in particular. It does. Alright, there's just a couple more lightning blasts. Alright, so we've done all of the wind spells. Let's do lunar magic. Okay, I can't move around. Raring to go. Darkstalker's attack up. Whoop. And Darkstalker gets whacked. Alright, let's go ahead and... Well, we'll save that one until we run low. Let's go ahead and do a change. Let me keep moving around. Yep, there we go. I think it just had some extra spell effects there. It's a little bit hard to see since I'm further down. Let's move up. Alright, that one just had extra... Wow, he got changed again. Does that just, like, keep changing them for a little while or something? I don't know. But this one just had extra, like, pedal effects. They're not particle... I was about to say particle effects, but they're not actually particle effects. And that is burst level 8. That is just crazy. Look at the length of time on this casting. On the other hand, the damage is pretty impressive. And that will look a little bit familiar. Or, not familiar, but we'll see that a lot. Oh, wow. That's not the... Okay, well, let's look for another one. So I think that the chances of you getting the level 9 effect is kind of like a D100 roll based on your skill level, although I have seen it happen at level 7, too. It's very rare at level 7, but I have had that happen. There we go, it's happening. It's happening, everyone! There's just more effects, and then that explosion. Let's go ahead and do a Dispel Magic. Alright, that one might not actually have an effect. And it would probably just be more effects anyways. Alright, that one did not do anything. I know that one can do something. So let's try it again. There we go. I think there's a very rare effect that you can get with that. Let's see if I can get it. So it's just a bigger disc on that thing. Alright, none of that happened. Let me try Dispel Magic, since we didn't get the higher level effect with that. Nope, nope, hey! There we go. Yeah, it just has some more effects. There is... I think one of these has a very, very low chance... one of these spells, I think, has a very, very low chance of... an homage to the original Seiken Densetsu, the Game Boy one. But... I don't know if there's an easy way to trigger it. Let's go ahead and slow all these guys down. Okay, that's not the appropriate version. So even at $8.99, I kind of thought that it was basically a guarantee effect. So it's just more, more vines at that point. It's a very big diamond that appears. Does some decent damage. Now this one's fairly fun, if I remember correctly. It's got a smiley face! Might have gone by pretty fast. We'll do an acid rain. So again, it just has more effects. We'll do a hit point drain. I'll need to do some... Yeah, that's just a bigger effects there. Yeah, you go ahead and do a freeze. Alright, let's go ahead and drain some, Hey, I said, get some more MP. And it's just a bigger swirl effect kind of thing. Let's get some more. I said, get some more. There we go. Alright, where were we? Let's go ahead and do freeze. That is not the right freeze. There we go. So the ice orbs are significantly larger in that one. And are we really back? I guess we are. All right, let's do a lava wave. So they last longer, and rather than like swirling around in kind of a circle shape. And again, the explosion is just this same effect. Alright, now I'm gonna switch over to Ellie. I'm gonna hold off on the fireball because it is by far my favorite. So you get, rather than the just two beams coming in at right angles, you get the more light beams going at weird, taking weird paths. Actually, I think it's only one beam. Alright, I think that this will be, yeah. It has just more effects on the, around it. And I'm not sure if this will have... I don't think that really looks any different. Maybe slightly. Yeah, that doesn't really look any different, but it might. So that gets much bigger special effects around it. And that has 8 orbs rather than, I think, 4. Let's go ahead and do an Ice Saber. Yeah, it's basically just the same thing. It might have a slightly longer effect to it. Oops, didn't mean to target me. I target Seiko because that'll let me know if the game actually pauses. And I don't think that looks any different at all. I think that that one is the exact same. And yet it still pauses the game. Or pauses the action. That has a bigger effect to the drops of water. Yeah, that still looks about the same. Let's go with a fire bouquet. Alright, and that is not the higher level one. It's possible that some of these don't have an effect. Let's go with Blaze Wall. Alright, that is bigger. Now let's actually go ahead and leave and come back in so we can respawn those enemies. They work out pretty well. Alright, let me try this again. There we go. That's the higher tier effect for Fire Bouquet. Of course, that's basically all of her attack magic. I don't know if this is going to do anything different. That may not actually do anything different at all, so I'm not going to try it. Did you actually cast that? Ah, dang it. Get up here. Balloon him again. Ah, it was a giant Moogle balloon. Ah, it was great. Yeah, it still doesn't look any different. Let's see. Sounded a little bit weird, but I think it's about the same. And that, I think, has bigger globes to it. And that has much bigger, or very large, lightning bolt effects. We can't actually cast Revivify. I'd have to get someone killed, and I don't think I'm going to do that. Then again, I am about to put a wall up on Seiko. Go ahead and kill that Turret Lance. Alright, is that actually, I think that might be all of the spells. Okay. Come over here, Ellie. Ellie, no. Let him spawn a couple more. Okay, there we go. I want to get the 3, because now we will use the Fireball. Damn it! Why, Seiko? Why did you not use the high-powered one? Or the cool one? Come on! Yes! It creates fire dragons. By far the best one. That makes it all worthwhile. Alright, let me go ahead and leave the Mana Fortress so that we can do some stuff a little bit more easily. We'll show off the a few of the level 8 charge attacks. I've shown off a few, but I haven't really done many of them. Mostly because you don't really need to. I mean, it can be helpful sometimes, sure, but part of the problem is that when you miss, and you've charged up to, like, level 4, well, you've just wasted a big chunk of time. Alright, so let's go ahead and charge up to level 8. And they're gonna go ahead and kill a lot of these enemies, it's fine. Do this forward flying sword attack and then a spin attack, which is not too bad. You're only at level 7, alright. Let's go with the spear then. Now, the spear has one of the better high-powered charge attacks. I mean, if you're willing to put this much time into it... Which, I mean, there's a reason why they took this out of Seiken Densetsu 3. Alright, let's see. Okay, we've got 2 there. Let's go ahead and line up. Whee! It's pretty good for taking out a group of enemies. Go ahead and charge up to level 8. And there are, I mean, there's different, I mean, there's different stuff that'll happen at different levels. Like, level 6 of the spear, you like, spin around and stuff like that. And I completely missed that. See, that's one of the reasons why I don't charge up that much. I mean, once you've done this, you've waited, your next attack is going to be at full power as long as you hit. Whereas, if you miss with the charge attack, you just wasted a big chunk of time. Go ahead and charge up with the bow. Actually, let's go up and attack this guy since we can see him. Or... yeah, go ahead and take care of that one, guys. So, one of the advantages of the bow is that, or one of the normal disadvantages of the bow is that you can only ever hit one enemy at a time with it. With those high-level charges, you can hit multiple enemies. So that's one of the advantages of the high-level charge attacks with the bow. But again, you gotta spend all this time charging up. Now, I mean, it does produce more arrows at, yeah, go ahead and alright, fine. Yeah, there you go. See, and that's another thing. I lost my charge right there. You didn't actually get to see it go off. Let's go ahead and charge up again. So, and again, you produce multiple boomerangs, but the boomerang could always hit multiple enemies anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Swap with the dart. I'll switch over to Ellie for the glove and axe, since I did get her up to level 8 with that. So again, you get multiple attacks with that as well. Okay, so that's basically it. Let's go ahead and switch to, that's Seiko. Switch to Ellie, and we'll go ahead and take the gloves. Nope, don't kill the rabbite. Rabbite's mine. Damn it! Damn it! That was my rabbite! How dare you? That one was pretty impressive. I must admit that one was pretty impressive. So again, it's pretty good for clearing a line of enemies, but the enemies don't usually stay in place long enough. Like, I mean, with the flowers, it's not too bad, because they do literally stay in place. But most other enemies... I mean, there's a few bosses that it might be useful against, but in general, it's just not that useful. So that is the level 8 attacks for all of the weapons. Obviously, there are different stuff at different levels. We'll just show off, like, level 4 to show you what it does differently. So, like, half the length kind of thing. And I think at level 6 with this spear, we get this spinning attack. I actually had, I think it was yeah, see, spin around in a circle. Pretty good for clearing a room of enemies. But again, the problem is that you gotta charge up for it. If I remember correctly, I had I think it was the Prima guide for this game. Prima was the Brady Games guides before there was Brady Games, for those unfamiliar with it. But the guidebook for this one, really nice. It was gigantic, for one thing. And it had, like, a lot of the artwork that I've been featuring on the video title cards. They got that for that guide, which, you know, I mean, that's original Japanese artwork for it. I mean, I never realized it at the time. It was only much later. But they actually had, like, pages where they had the, basically, like, the sprite tiles for all the effects, and you could see exactly what it did for each level. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, that is about it. I mean, I'd have to get someone killed to show off the revive, the resurrection spells higher level. And that's... basically, to do that, I'd probably have to go find a Master Ninja, and then hope that it doesn't kill everyone else. Yeah, so that is the bonus content for Secret of Mana. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. This was the winner of the console game Patreon vote. And I want to thank everyone who both nominated all games for all 3 levels of the vote, and those who voted, and all of my patrons. So, stay tuned. There isn't going to be something filling this slot. This is kind of an extra slot anyway, so there isn't going to be something filling it right away, but I do have another Patreon reward that I need to take care of, and I'll probably wait about a week or so and then start working on that one. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching once again, and see you in the next Let's Play.